1, 2, 3. Don't F with me, the podcast. Yeah.
Don't f with me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Don't F With Me, the podcast. I am your beautiful, talented, wonderful, gorgeous.
Okay.
Am I missing anything?
Come on,
Am I
talk
missing
your
anything?
shit, sis.
Fantastic host,
That's
Chubby
right.
Oddly.
And I'm also your host. Maybe not as many adjectives as that, but I'm also your host. OG Tega in the building. Don't know.
Come on.
And with me, I have some very lovely, very wonderful, exciting guests today. I imported these guests like right from the source. Like they are ready to unleash what they have for you today. So all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. I don't know. What's that supposed to mean? Make some noise
for you.
Make some noise for the award-winning or the Grammy-nominated record producer TMXO in the building. What was that? TMXO.
Sound effects making it.
All right, and also we have the very handsome, the very come on now.
Is it a lie?
Come on now.
Is it a lie?
Don't know.
Come
on.
Yo, what's up? Sesmo, aka Uncle Ses. You already know the vibes. Photographer, filmmaker, hustler.
That's right.
Generally.
Talk your shit, son.
Great. So we have our wonderful guest with us here today because we want to discuss a very interesting, important topic.
Definitely.
All right? We want to talk about anxiety. We want to talk about being anxious AF.
That's right.
So when we talk about anxiety, for some reason, one of the first things that's coming to my mind, right, is pressure, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of anxiety, particularly for us, I think, just, you're kind of at this stage in your life where should you have everything figured out? Are you as successful as you thought you would be by now?
Yeah.
There are people maybe even depending on you at this age. You're no longer a child. You have pressures.
Responsibilities, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those sort of things, I think, kind of introduce anxiety into the mix, right? So that was something that I was hoping that we'd be able to dissect a little bit from our perspectives today.
Okay.
All right. So are you also thinking pressure? Is that something that you think?
Well, when I think anxiety, right, I automatically go into, based off my experience now, because I think I've been there and experienced a lot of it, I feel like when somebody says anxiety, I automatically switch into you are living in the future. Right? So anxiety to me is like someone is not comfortable in their presence, but they are so overwhelmed with their plans of in the next 2 years, next 3 years, what's gonna happen. It can even be next week. It doesn't have to be even that far along. Yeah. But you're constantly living in the future of what is to be while you're missing today's present and not even living for today.
Yeah.
So that's where, I think the problem kind of stems for me. So I think that's where the topic needs to be addressed from.
Yeah, no, completely, I understand that.
Yeah.
But that's now immediately making me think about the fact that, yes, there is that, in the sense that like you might be worried about the future and you're thinking about that. But there might also be sort of other things like, perhaps the chemistry of your brain, and maybe you're wired that way to be worried, not even just about the future, but even about maybe like things that are going on with you right now. Like, thinking about, and it's funny because you can even tie it to the past a little bit, because I know in some of my moments of anxiety, I've thought to myself, have I done enough? Am I where I need to be in life at this age?
Okay.
Because
yeah, but that still ties back to living in the future, because you've thought about all what you've done so far, and like people usually put like up this image of themselves, right? They're like, I've only done this, or like I've only made. Okay, let's make it a practical example. Like, so TMX is a record producer, and he's saying,
sorry, I think you mean Grammy-nominated.
Oh, so it's a Grammy. Sorry, sir.
Do you understand? It's a bit disrespectful.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's a bit rude.
I'm sorry, sir. African.
Do you want him to stand up from here?
I'm sorry, sir. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
Come on. Yeah. So TMX is a record producer. From his standpoint now, he can see like his mates in the industry saying, oh, I've worked on this record, I've worked on that record, and then he's thinking, oh, I've been in the industry as much as people, or even more than some people, and I haven't been doing as much, right? So he's living in that age of these people have done this and it's already behind them. Me, I haven't even gotten to that stage. So like you're constantly anxious of, are you going to match up to the next person? Are you going to match up to even your own expectations of yourself in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So I want to understand from your own perspective now in that scenario, maybe like, before you were Grammy nominated, my guy. So I want to understand what that scenario was like for you, thinking, okay, how can I match up to this next person? How can I
Is this
level
something
up?
you even think about?
Do you know what's funny? I feel like you have it the other way around.
Okay.
See how when nobody knows your name, when you haven't done anything, you're just having fun with your friends.
No pressure.
But when someone somewhere in LA attaches Grammy nominated to you, it's harder.
Yeah.
So the expectations are higher.
Anybody will. Like when he was saying before you were, Grammy nominated. I was joking. I was saying it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Really, it doesn't. It looks good in like press clippings and everything, but you're the same person before you woke up Grammy nominated. It's the same thing.
So
For 12 years.
Are you saying like you never really felt anxious at any point in your career?
You want the truth or you want?
Really?
We are coming here to break tables, shake tables.
Sounds very.
No. We don't want any polished stories. We don't want
Just
no.
put it on the table.
We're exposing everything.
Are we keeping it happy or we are keeping
What?
it?
We're keeping it 100.
We're keeping it 200.
100.
Like Sesmo came prepared.
Me personally,
Yeah.
even music aside, I feel like I have this saying where I say I'm too anxious to live.
To live. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah.
So it's like the way you're explaining. Say people that are anxious, they always live in the future. So
Yeah.
I'm always thinking like 4 steps ahead, like run this one, like this will come. You click like no come.
This one will come.
Tuesday next week. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is Sunday, bro? Like,
Enjoy the Sunday.
Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying? That happens with me with every single thing I do.
But I understand where you're coming from. And then some people will also say you need to strike a balance because anything in life requires planning, right?
True.
Yeah, you're a grown-ass adult and you need to plan your steps. So how do you balance planning into the future and not being anxious about the future that you're planning towards? How do you kind of juggle that at the same time?
There's anxiety as a human response, and there's anxiety as a clinical
Mental.
illness.
Yeah.
So you're talking about stages.
Okay.
The normal human being is supposed to be anxious. If you're not anxious, then your responses are wrong. It's fight or flight. Do you know what I'm saying? But it gets to a stage where it's like, oh shit,
Yep.
this is actually a problem.
Yeah.
So you have people who, let me use myself as an example now. Since
We're being real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're being deep.
So they said that I've been clinically been told that I was depressed. Then anxiety caused by depression.
Oh.
Okay.
Oof. Ooh. Next level.
Exactly.
Then on top of that, sometimes you are too anxious to be anxious.
Yes.
Like am I getting anxious? Am I getting like
You obsess over the anxiety itself.
that you're having?
Yeah. And I see
So
what
it's
you
like,
mean.
why are they using like this now? This is supposed to be wild now. Then you're mad at yourself. And someone like me, I'm like my own biggest critic. Like
Okay.
before you tell me, oh, that thing is trash, I already told myself
That is trash.
Yeah.
But hasn't there been times where like you have done like great records and you termed it as trash? But some
records that people are crazy about, I think it's trash.
But where do you think that comes from? Because earlier on I said something about how there's like anxiety, like moments of anxiousness, as I think you were kind of alluding to, and then there's like a clinically diagnosable mental condition where due to the chemistry of your brain or whatever it is, you cannot help but be consistently anxious about different things,
Then
right?
we have to look into like what makes up the chemistry of your brain. How does that come about? We have environmental factors. We
Yes.
have,
Drugs as well.
drugs. We have
your friends,
everything.
relationship with parents.
Things that make you-
Yeah.
Someone like me, I'm the only child, so
Okay.
you might like I can't fuck up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Were your parents strict
Is-
in
is-
that
They
sense?
weren't. Let me like fair to them.
Yeah.
This was about my parents were
Yeah.
bad.
Because I was going to say, is that pressure that they've put on you or that you've put on yourself?
So it's not like a conscious walking. It's just like this is our only child. You have to
Make sure
get it
everything.
right.
Yeah.
So if you're the only child, you are the good sheep, you are the bad sheep.
You're the favorite, you're the non-favorite.
You're the shepherd, you're the sheep.
Yeah.
You have to get it right. So
Yeah.
even when you're like maybe 4 or 5, it's everybody playing in the compound and with the adults looking at these children. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that way you develop pressures and everything yourself. And yeah, man, just mix up how you go about your life. So everybody's like, oh, more, you're low way. I'm like, nah.
Not necessarily.
Well, you don't technically live once, so you live every day.
Yeah.
Plan this till I'm very sure what the outcome
Yeah.
Going
is
to be,
But in
yeah.
the actual fact, like,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah. Let's bring it to Uncle Sess real quick. I'm curious because you're nodding your head, and it seems like a lot of these points are resonating with you. So I'm interested in what your personal experiences are that make you feel like you relate to this topic.
Yeah, like I think all of us, especially if you live in Lagos, like, you have to be anxious.
He said you have to be anxious.
I drink to that one.
It's central.
Like yeah, exactly. It's like in the air.
Yeah.
You breathe, you get. So basically, when I get anxious like almost half the time, you get, but like I try to do what's necessary. Like for example, okay, I'm going for a shoot, for instance. Okay, I get everything I need, at least.
So are you saying like being disorganized is a trigger for you?
Yeah, sort of. It can cause it.
Okay.
Like it can be like, oh man, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
Jigget
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
How do you come to realizing that disorganization is my trigger? How do you get to that stage?
When it's not right, something's going to go wrong. Jigget when you don't plan it properly. And another thing I've also learned is things I don't have control over, I don't stress.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Say.
I was gonna say that it's not really like disorganization, it's just for the fact that
You don't have control.
over
Yes.
it.
Yes. I was going to agree with
so
that.
whatever, exactly. So
Yeah.
whatever you can control, you control.
Yeah.
If you can't control, na vibes.
So what if it's a state where I felt like me personally, like I've had experiences where I felt like, okay, for example, I used to create content, right, on a daily, and then it got to a point where I felt like I wasn't getting as fulfilled as I used to be from creating this content, right? And I felt like, you know what, let me give it a break because maybe I just need to clear my head. I just need to, you understand? But then it also worked almost against me in a sense that when I stopped and I saw other people like doing, it was like people now woke up and like, yo, let me just start doing.
Yeah.
And you are just there like, yo, am I fading out? Am I going away?
Yeah.
As in, like, do you understand? It kind of creeps up
Like,
on
are you
you.
becoming irrelevant?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And exactly. So I don't know, it took me a long time. It took me a very long time to process, how I was feeling and what I should do about it. And I don't know, I generally came to the conclusion that, you know what, it's understandable that things will, like life will generally move on with or without you. So you have two options, right? Is it that you go ahead and choose to do it regardless and burn out, or you relax and take your time because, like somebody said, he said sugar doesn't go looking for ants, right? So you create something sweet. As far as you realize that you're truly talented. What?
Don't worry.
Is it worry boy? Is it worry boy? Is it worry boy? He says sugar doesn't go and look for ants, yeah?
So let me
He
throw
says so
something
take it easy.
a bit unconventional into the mix.
Sure.
Yeah. You mentioned two options. You're like, carry on with the activity and burn out, or take your time and like just abstain from the activity and kind of recoup. I don't know if it's a third option or if it's part of take your time, but there is also this one that people don't like to do.
Which is what?
Seek help.
Oof. Talk your shit, sis.
Seek help. And now help comes in different forms, right?
Okay.
It could be anything from like speaking to a friend. So because it's funny because I've been called out for this recently. So I get anxious a lot and I know where it comes from, exactly what you said. When I don't have control. People joke about OCD. If you don't want anybody, if you want it to be done, ask Chubby. If you're not sure about it, don't even involve her. Like I want to do it and I want to do it well. And if it's not happening that way, I start, you see this when your leg starts doing that thing?
Switching.
I start twitching. And I realized that when I do that, a lot of the times, I shut down. I don't talk to anybody else until I finish.
What you're on.
I don't want to converse. I don't want any social conversation. We're not playing I tunnel vision. And a friend recently called me out on it and he said,
That's bad?
That's bad. Because sometimes what happens is you spiral.
Okay.
It becomes, in your mind, it becomes worse than it is. And because there's no outward interaction and no distraction.
You begin to overcompensate.
Yes, you just focus on it and you get overwhelmed.
Yeah, sorry, that also rubs off on people around you. Like, it has like a ripple effect. So it's, your vibe is telling off on the people walking around you. So when you just like log off,
yeah,
hey, what's wrong with her?
Yes.
All those kind of
That's
things.
true.
So I feel like generally we have a lot of work to do on ourselves. So whether it's medical help,
Exactly.
Sometimes it could be sexual help.
That one said,
that was MD. That was MD.
You know.
That was MD.
Help me avoid that though.
Speak on it.
Solving problems. Being avoid that doesn't. After you finish the sexual help,
it's used to say.
TMXO, not every time sexual healing.
Not every time the sex.
Because after you finish here and you've gotten that hit,
that hit.
Now combat times.
And then you kind of fall even deeper into.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, have you been to a therapist?
So funny that you should ask that, because everything I'm talking about really came to like a head this year, and I've like started making moves to like seek help in terms of like speak to different, because you have to find a good match, like speak to different therapists, and so that's something that I am actively working on and will be doing. So this is why I say seek help, because, and I'm not going to lie, there was a lot of procrastination. Seek help for what? What am I talking to somebody for? If I just chill, let me quickly book a flight.
And some people don't think that talking to a medical professional or a licensed medical professional is actual, like, they think it's a waste of money. Just as like, I can talk to my friend about it, or I can like discuss my shit with my guy. Why do I have to pay someone so much money?
It's expensive.
Exactly, that's the point I wanted to hit.
Therapy is expensive.
Therapy is expensive. That's the point I wanted to hit. Because there are a lot of average millennials that won't want to spend money on that.
It's
right?
expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive.
So what was an outlet for someone like that in that scenario?
I think that don't go to the extreme of copying out of, I'm not going to speak to anybody, I'm not going to do anything. I think maybe start off small. Start off maybe sharing with friends, if you can, people you trust, because not every friend has sense, so think about that as well.
And their best friends says they're not really best friends.
I'm just saying. And something I've realized as well, there are different types of friends for different
situations. True.
You need to know that. It's important. You take your problems to your turn-up friend. I'll say,
no, don't
any day that side.
I know what they do. You never do.
Yeah. You know them. You have your friends who would have that emotional intelligence, have that empathy, that will listen to you. They know you, and they can kind of like help you a little bit, like just sometimes. Because sometimes talking to people, even whether it's a friend or it's a medical professional, sometimes talking to people is about taking the bunched up strings in your head and helping to straighten them out a bit, to lay it down, to untangle it.
Because a lot of times people are like, they find it easier to solve another person's problem rather than their own problem.
That's me.
Right?
Right?
There's a saying that Baba don't feel baby.
Listen, I have the best advice.
But do you take your advice? Do you take your own advice?
I don't take your own advice.
It's harder because people always feel like being self-aware is, when you're self-aware, you're just floating.
Like very zen. And
Brother,
seafood.
Brother, you see the conflicts I fight in my head?
Yeah, it's a daily battle.
Yes.
It's a daily battle,
It's harder because you know what's going on with you. You know,
you're more in tune with yourself.
You do it.
Yeah.
You're harsh on yourself.
Introspection is not for the faint of
Nah,
heart.
it's not.
To be able to sit down and really look into yourself,
self-awareness is very key.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's very
really
key.
not.
And sometimes you may not realize something is wrong with you, and someone tells you.
Yes.
You get like, they have to like say that's why it's easy for you to see something wrong with someone.
Than rather to see with yourself.
It's harder to see. So when you see that's wrong with yourself, you're like,
fuck
me.
Yeah, because
Is that an ego thing? Is that an ego thing?
Well, yeah, I think ego plays.
Yeah.
I've had someone that told me like, look, I don't understand you. Or like we do things together, like we have plans, and maybe like you have a friend that you always want to talk to about things, right? Okay, so I have plans to do this, like we're gonna do that, and then we also do this, and like me, like they feel like we're best friends, right? Or we feel like we're best friends. We consider ourselves best friends, and then, but on my end, I don't do any of that, because I'm a kind of person like I like to follow things through. Like when it's done, now I can talk about it. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I like to, like some people like they say, okay, so I think we should do this tomorrow, and I think we should all do this tomorrow, or like we'll plan and go. And like I don't like sharing my plans, so to speak.
I was thinking about that recently because a lot of my family members say I'm very secretive. They don't know what has happened until it happens.
And they feel cheated out at that point.
Should I say why for me? And then I wonder if it's the same with you. Do you know what it is for me? For me is that I need it to work out. I don't want to share my plans with everybody.
And then it doesn't work.
And then it doesn't work out. Try, how did it go?
Story time. Come on! My G! I swear.
So now you feel like, oh my, this one I never tell anybody. I'm in control of this P. So everything boss.
Assistant manager.
When you tell people, everybody is very expectant. Everybody wants the best.
That puts pressure on you.
Anxiety.
Another factor is there's the Nigerian factor that plays.
Oh,
For example,
I like the way he circles back now. See, we still in Lagos, my guy, because
there's
yo.
a Nigerian factor that plays a major role.
Okay.
For example, you're pregnant.
First trimester, nobody's no win from.
You just want to send to your friend. Oh,
Chubby, you're looking a bit chubby. I know. I've been eating.
So exactly. So people feel like, oh, if I tell someone there's one bad belly or one week.
Yes.
Just comes, oh, we don't born.
I swear, I know people like that. Yeah. We just born. Like say 9 months, not just pass.
Can you imagine?
I remember when I was going to travel last year for my brother's.
Don't tell anybody you are flying.
So when I don't get my tickets already,
I swear, because
I don't make sure say
I didn't fly. I don't do airport.
So people when they close to me, we don't know. Like the day before.
I'm at the pillars.
So this is everybody, or this is people.
But this Nigerian effect is suffered. I'm telling you, we put it on ourselves.
You know what? Tying into traveling. So like there was a time when I had like very low points in my life, yeah. Like 2018.
Okay.
So I just said, fuck this P. Everything, sold my car.
What?
Everything. Look at my passport, which visa day. Okay, I know what I will go run out or more. In the night I was at the club, I was booking Airbnb.
What? Was this a midlife crisis?
When I say it was low, like, maybe say low, maybe say low. Bro, I was booking Airbnb, bro. I just carried my bag.
Straight I tell you.
Instagram nothing.
Wow.
You get me?
Exactly.
Nothing. Everybody else say, this guy right here. So yeah, man,
Yeah, so and there's this feeling like it's best to share good news.
Yes.
And keep bad
on
news.
that. So you said this now, and you said Instagram nothing. Can we talk about social media, please?
That's a deep one.
Can we talk about social media?
That's a deep one. Fake life living. What? IG popping. What are you talking about?
Let's talk about social media real quick. Do you feel like social media is that partly what is to be blamed for a lot of the anxiety that we are feeling? Or would you say, because some people take the stance that social media is just a tool and a reflection of us.
Okay.
So is it social media or is it just us? Or does social media make it easier for us to make things difficult for people or to put pressure on people?
I feel like the blame should be on you who's being pressured.
You who is being pressured?
You that allows it to get to you. Do you understand? Social media is social media.
Yeah.
Social media with social media.
It's just supposed to be used.
You feel me? Anybody can post.
So I get that from a perspective.
They like. Do you understand? But there are sometimes I log off my Twitter. I don't see anything.
Again.
I just uninstall.
You see, but that's where you're different.
Yeah, do you understand?
So I won't necessarily blame the individual, but I would say the fact that you are not self-aware
Yes.
is an issue.
Yes. 'Cause
Right?
you might not even know it to the point that this is
so
what
you,
is
you need
triggering
to
me.
be self-aware
Yeah.
of what triggers you.
Yeah.
Like you need to be so in tune with yourself that this thing is peppering my body, or because this girl has bought another car, I gas the step up. I have to go and steal money, my mommy's money in the shop, and go and buy things. Like,
it's
do you
like it's done,
understand?
it's like
Hey, no, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Like this one as well. Look how he said this.
My mother is watching this.
Very specific.
My mother is watching this. Don't do me like this. So,
Can I say?
yeah.
I don't think, firstly, it's a situation that blame needs to be
Assigned.
assigned. Then it's a situation where it can be this and that. Where it's like social media on its own. I was reading a book, I think it's 10 reasons to delete your social media right now. I don't know if that's the title, but that's basically what it was talking
That's a
about.
catchy headline.
And the guy is one of the very first founding fathers of like artificial intelligence in Silicon Valley. And the guy was basically like, bro, whatever you think your problem is, with social media, they are doing that shit
On purpose.
intention.
Yeah, on purpose.
So it's basically we can speak. I'm almost certain now that by the time I leave here, I'm going to see adverts for this. I'm going to see adverts for this new thing, for the podcast.
Yeah.
Everything. Because maybe before we got here, you guys had a conversation over text and said, "Oh, big podcast."
Yeah.
So.
Like researching
So it's a
materials.
bit of a big brother situation.
So everything you bought in the last 1 week,
It's being monitored.
It's being monitored. So they're going to advertise it to me because we're here together.
And they can actually ping if like you're on Facebook. Even if you're not on Facebook, I've done that before. Like I went into a room, I don't know anybody there, but when I left, I got friend suggestions of those
the
people.
people
Bless you. So everybody
Yeah.
you know, I'll most likely see your page without looking for your page. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's the fact that this thing is getting to us as a people.
Yeah.
And like I said, self-awareness is not the easiest.
It's not easy, it's not
Self-awareness
easy.
hurt you.
Yeah.
Or when
It
you
can
Ugly
take
truth
years.
sometimes. Yeah.
It can take
So,
years.
Yeah, personally, I started realizing my triggers are everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's always bad experiences. People are talking about, oh, this person abused this person molested this person, such and such. I don't follow Instablog.
For a reason.
I don't.
For a reason.
I don't as well.
Bad
For a
news is
reason.
good business.
It's good business,
So
yeah.
imagine I wake up in the morning now, pick up my phone. Definitely, if everybody's talking about it, something that Instagram has posted, that's the first thing that pop up on my feed.
Yeah.
It's no longer chronological now.
No, it's what gains
I'll say, okay,
engagement,
this person said in Anambra, they kidnap these kids in Kano.
Yeah.
and it just fucks up your day.
It does mess you up, yeah.
It fucks up your day. No,
I think
that's
you touched on something really interesting about like recognizing your triggers, because I think even with I know quite a few people who are in therapy, and something that they always say is quite key is recognizing your triggers. So it's like when you have that moment of anxiety and you're frustrated and just things are not working, you don't understand everything you try to do, you're not doing it well, and that continues to spiral. It's like just having that moment of okay, sit down, track it back a little bit. What happened earlier today? What happened 5 minutes before? Did you just have a phone call? Who did you speak to? What did you talk about? Why are you so irritable? Do you sometimes you even find that there's certain, I found that there's God forgive me. I found that there's certain people that like I just don't want to talk to them because they cause me anxiety. The type of people that they are, what they want to talk about, the way that, and I found that I now had to learn that okay, you need to sort of like limit the access. You don't, not every time they
not
call you,
everybody
pick up
needs
your
to have
phone.
access.
Exactly.
Not every time they call you, pick up your phone. Not every time they text you, you need to text back 2 minutes.
Not
back.
everybody has access.
Not
should
everybody
have
has access.
Yeah.
So-
So what time of discussions I see and I was like, no.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. Maybe
But you just know what's coming after that.
that's tied to like some part of my life.
Yeah.
Where it's
I don't want to remember.
like no.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, like, you don't wake up and this thing is solved for you, right? You don't just wake up and it happens. You need to go through shit to realize what shit is. You need to actually go through shit to realize what shit is. So you'll be depressed or you'll be anxious. You have to actually feel that to know what it is, so you can be able to now recognize what is triggering this thing. So some people, I know like a lot of younger people, you know, like their early teens, late teens, they feel like, you know, they just want to have everything solved like now. They just want to have everything figured out. Like life, yeah, do you understand?
So you have that one, then you have quarter life crisis, then you have
midlife crisis, and like no.
After life crisis.
I swear. No, it's not done.
And can I also say something? Just something about like when you're actually speaking to someone who is anxious, who has anxiety, you know, whether it's diagnosed or they're just in a state of anxiousness, like, or whatever, anxiety. I don't even know if anxiousness is a word, but you catch my drift. Can people please understand that is not an invitation for you to now be telling the person your own problems and how your own
yes, please break here, destroy this table. Destroy this table. Nigerians, let me tell you, Chef, are you mad? Do you know what I face in Lagos traffic? What are you saying?
Slapped me yesterday.
You say, oh, police slap you. Police slap you. If I tell you how many hours I sleep for, say, as in, they must have a story to top your story. I swear. You own Alagbo.
Why do we do
everything?
That? Everything must be a competition.
Like,
trauma self competition.
Nigerians
traumatized. If I show you my own, calm down.
It's not like that now, guys.
You know,
emotional intelligence is key.
Like,
do you understand?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you know, we're just saying these things because, you know, maybe few of us have been to therapy, spoken to done the Google.
Yeah.
Bro, like the average Nigerian has no access.
True. Nobody have access to internet.
Yeah.
They have access to internet. The internet is
So
free.
is it access or is it a mindset?
Nigerians don't want
Nigerians. That you see, if you look at society and look at like maybe this is the highest set of people, like this is the least. They wouldn't rate them by the highest. It's by the standard of living or whatever.
It's rated by the least.
By the least. The least are those people who you are driving at. Stops, they come lean on your car. Waiting concern them, concern anxiety.
Not be lie.
Which one?
Not be lie. Not be lie.
Just one chop. But you're going through trauma because we're their parents.
Yeah.
Not be lie.
So
that's crazy.
generally, being born here in Nigeria, I think is real.
That's already minus 20 points.
Minus first of all,
You
know?
if you're privileged enough to, you know, figure out these things, like everything do you just they do like butter, say, bro, my guy, that's up, Joe, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, that no be man.
It's dangerous.
Are you not a man?
It's dangerous.
Chest it.
You be in a terrible relationship and you can't say it because you're a guy.
As in, you're forming, okay, I have to be the man of the relationship. What is a man really?
Meanwhile,
What is this?
It's dangerous, yeah.
They're gonna say, no, now woman they make you feel like, Baba, jazz up, Joe. Why they?
Yeah, so that's the
one friend
problem.
will whisper in your ear that, bro, they know they love you, man. Why they do like this? So why they go you know, meet the next girl.
Yeah, and you take that attitude
terrible.
and that behavior, and then what you don't now realize is that you're now passing it on.
You now make
because
her,
the way you treat that person, she's going to.
So guess
you
what?
make her
So
defunct.
she now, the next guy now, she go lamper the guy.
Then that one
guy
too.
now come lamper your sister.
Yeah.
Vicious cycle. Vicious cycle. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
So come go tell you now, you can't go fuck up the guy.
Yeah.
Now you're going to jail.
Yeah, it's messed up.
It's very messed up. I'm telling
I'm
you.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So I feel like we've covered.
Like we've covered a whole lot.
We should.
And I feel like we could go on for like 10 hours,
I feel like we'll
but
go.
yeah.
But yeah.
Let's go inside. Let's go inside.
yes.
I want to dissect everything.
That was great. No, so that was amazing. Like, thank you guys so much for spending time.
Yeah,
Really
this was a
enjoyed this
lovely conversation. I really enjoyed this.
Really thought it went well.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone listening enjoyed it as well.
Please.
So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
He said,
Don't with me.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Don't F With Me Pod.
Don't hug the couch, my friend.
No, for
Move
you.
over.
Okay.
So we're also on all major podcast platforms. So find us there, and you can see the links to our YouTube. So subscribe, right?
Yeah. Should we tell them where to find us individually as well? Because me, I don't want to be with you all the time, you understand? I want my own thing. All right, so if you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at chubby_oddly.
Okay, if you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at og.tega, so that's og.tega. and Twitter as DOG Tega. Boom.
Are we spelling? Oh, chubby as in chubby, and then underscore ODDLY.
Why do you have to copy me
I just want
all
people
the
to know that I
time?
can spell
Like,
too.
why do you have to
I just
be
want
like
them
me?
to know that
though?
I can spell.
Why do you really have to be like me all the time?
All right, I need to get out of
I
here.
hate you.
Don't